Final answer in that problem. That is 100.
C squared is 100. Are you asked to find C squared or are you asked to find C?
No, C squared 100. That right there is the square root of 10.
So what is the final answer? What's the length of this hypotenuse here?
10.
Yes. Okay. You ready for another problem here?
Yeah.
All right, so here's your new problem.
Okay.
And I'm going to snip this in. I want you to determine the value of B, and you're using the Pythagorean theorem.
The Pythagorean theorem. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I'll try that out. $1,201.
You're giving me B squared, Sourish. I want the value of B.
Oh, wait. Okay. All right. B squared. $26.
Okay, so that is not correct. Help me out here. What is the value of A in this triangle?
A squared is 24.
A is 24. What is B?
B
Okay, and what is C?
25.
Okay, what is 24 squared?
24 squared.
Yes.
24 squared. That is 576.
Okay, very good. What
The
is
squared is 36.
25 squared?
576. I mean, no, 625.
Okay. Now look at the side with B squared. So let me look at the side with B squared. Do you see that? How do you undo this 576 here? How do you get rid of it? How do you move it to the other side?
You should be able to subtract it.
That's right. So I'm
Mhm.
guessing you did not do that based on the size of your numbers. What does B squared equal?
B squared equal.
Yes.
Yes, okay. B squared for that right there. B squared equals. Let me use my calculator.
Yeah, use a calculator today. Very, very much need it.
49.
Okay, so what is the value of B?
7.
B is 7. Very good. Can you tell me what you did differently when you tried to solve it?
Where I did.
Yeah, what
solve
did you
it?
do differently when you tried to solve this?
I just found out the square root, and for that right there, you should subtract because B. You need to find out the divisible by B.
Okay, so I'm guessing, Sourish, you added 625 and 576. That's what I think.
Actually, I don't say that.
I know you didn't say that. I'm suggesting that you did that though in your calculator.
Okay.
All right, so we've got another problem here to look at that's similar. All right, I want you to read this out loud for us, please.
Read that out loud.
Yes.
Wayne used a diagram to compute the distance from Ferris to Dunlap to Butte to Butt. How much shorter is the distance directly from Ferris to Butt than the distance Wayne found?
Yes. Okay, so let's do this in pieces. How do we find the distance from Ferris? And this is pronounced Butte, but this isn't an English class, so you can say it however you want. How do we find C in this triangle?
C in the triangle?
Yes. How do we find the hypotenuse in a right triangle?
The hypotenuse. We should be able to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Okay. What's the value of A and B in this problem?
A is 15.
Okay. What is B?
20.
Okay. So I want you to square both of those, add them together, and take a square root.
Okay. $625.
Did you take a square root, Sourish?
625. The square root for that is 25.
I mean, I won't be there on the test for you to remind you that you
It's
got to take a.
25. Did I
It
get it
is.
correct?
It is correct. Yeah.
Okay. Why would you say that? Or why would you say that's not correct?
Well, because you said first that C equals 625, and
We
that's not.
cannot always put that down. We have to find the square root first.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Any questions on that?
Any questions? No.
Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to another problem here. Let's see. All right, let's look at this problem right here. Let me snip this in. All right, so here we go. Are you able to see this problem on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you excuse me? I'll be right back.
Sure, take.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm not ready yet, but hold on.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here's a new problem for you. I'd like you to just read it out loud so now you're able to see my screen.
Okay. Find the lane of the hypotenuse. Okay.
Yes. Now what
This is harder, right?
it is harder, yeah. What is the what type of triangle is this? And it
That's
does
that's the I would guess the isosceles triangle, or maybe scalene.
it is isosceles, but it's more about the angles. If this is 45 degrees up here, what is the angle down here?
Uh, uh, you know, uh, what's the angle down here? That looks like it's like 90 degrees, I would say, because it's an obtuse angle.
Okay, so the three angles in a triangle add up to 180. Okay, so you've got 45 plus this unknown angle down here. Okay, plus 90 has to equal 180. Can you solve that for x, please?
For x, of course. 45 plus x. Okay. $45.
It is 45. So the missing angle here is 45. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay. Now, in a 45, 45, 90 triangle, which is what we have here, the legs are the same.
Yeah.
Is B or C the other leg? Which is the other leg in this problem?
The other leg. The other leg is C, or I would say.
C is the hypotenuse because it's across from the 90.
Okay.
So which letter is the leg?
Yeah, A.
Sourish, there's only two letters on the
B.
triangle, B. So B is 3 square root 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we can label them A and B. Okay, and it's still A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But there is a shortcut. Okay. Do you remember that shortcut? We did this a couple weeks ago.
It's been a long time, so no.
Okay. So we'll do it the long way. What is the value of A in this problem?
The value of A.
Yes.
The value of A right there. The value of A, that's 3 squared. 3
3
square
square
root
root
of 2.
2. So it's 3 square root of 2 squared plus what is the value of B?
Yeah. B is 3 square root of 2.
3 square root of 2. Good.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, do you have a calculator?
Yeah, it's in my computer.
Are you using the Desmos Scientific?
Desmos Scientific. I'm using a normal calculator instead because the Desmos calculator is so much harder for me to be recognizing it.
All right. So I want you to use the Desmos Scientific.
All
And
right.
I want you to enter exactly the way it's written here. So parentheses, 3 square root 2, close parentheses squared. Just enter that for me and let me know what you come up with, please.
Okay. 36.
Very good. So 36 equals c squared. What is the value of c?
6.
C is 6. Very good.
Yep.
Now, would you like to know the shortcut?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you ready for the shortcut?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Let's
a shortcut, I don't know what you mean by that, but I think it's gonna be very bad.
well, the shortcut means it's going to be a faster calculation. It saves you time because you don't have to do the long calculation. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 3 square root 2 and multiply it by the square root of 2. And you're welcome to use a calculator for that if you would like.
Okay. Six.
It is 6. Now, are you surprised by that?
Yeah.
So
Wait, is it? It's still the same.
it's the same, yeah. So here's how you go from a leg to the hypotenuse. You multiply by the square root of 2.
Okay. All right.
Is
Multiply
that
by the,
is that clear?
multiply by the square root of 2.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, now that's gonna be 36. And so yeah, the answer is 6.
The answer is 6. Okay, so you ready to do another problem like this one?
Yeah.
All right, so here's your new problem. First of all, if this angle is 45 degrees, what is the other angle?
What is that? It's the same, 45.
Yes, very good. Okay. Now let's say the leg here is 10 square root of 2. What is the other leg?
The other leg right there, that's 10 squared.
10 square root 2, right?
Yep.
So we just did this in the last problem. How do you go from the leg to the hypotenuse?
The leg to the hypotenuse.
Yes.
All right. What you need to do is that you need to like make yourselves a Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
You can do it that way. That's true. You can do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So what is the value of a in this problem?
Value of a in this problem.
Yes. A and B are the legs, aren't they?
Kinda.
Well, they are. Yes, they are.
Well, yeah, well, okay, yeah. But the legs are just at the bottom.
They come out from the 90 degree. That's why they're called legs.
Uh-huh. Okay. And 10 a squared is 10 squared plus 45. And 10 squared, for example, you have to use that. So you can 10 squared, you just have to multiply 10 times 10 equals 100.
You're welcome to use a calculator for this, Sourish.
Okay. 400.
Okay, so what is the value
That's
of
20.
C? C is
20.
20. Would you like to go through the shortcut?
No, no, this is good. This is good.
You like doing it this way?
Uh, you know what? No, shortcut. I'll just have a shortcut.
Okay, so the shortcut is you take the leg and you multiply it by the square root of 2.
Okay.
So you're going to take 10 square root of 2 and multiply it by the square root of 2. Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. 10 square root of 2, that's gonna be still the same answer. That's gonna be 4. That's gonna be 20.
Yes, it is going to be 20. All right, so are you ready to work on kind of a related problem to this?
Related problem like this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's look at a new problem here. I want you to look at this problem and tell me whether they're giving you the leg or the hypotenuse.
Okay.
All right, so while you're thinking about that, Sourish, I'm going to step away for like 2 minutes. So if you want to take a short break, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I'm just in the middle of I'm just trying to figure this out.
That's okay. We'll start back at 7:35, okay?
Yeah,
Or
I need a break.
7:36. All right.
Yeah. I am. I was throwing something away.
Hey, Sourish, are you, let me know when you're there.
Okay, yeah. I'm back.
Okay, so are they giving you the hypotenuse or the leg in this problem?
My hypotenuse or leg. You're giving me the leg. No problem. The hypotenuse.
The hypotenuse, yeah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, so this time the legs are the same. Why are the legs the same in this problem?
The
You
legs are the
mentioned,
same.
yeah, you mentioned it before, but why are the legs the same?
The legs are the same because you remember we answered the previous, it's the same. We subtracted and it's the same.
So it's isosceles,
Yeah.
it's an isosceles triangle. Okay. All right. All right, so now this means that x squared plus x squared equals 16 squared, okay? Because it's coming from a squared plus b squared equals c squared. C is the hypotenuse, okay? A and b are x in this problem, okay? So what is,
Yeah.
can you tell me what 16 squared is?
That's gonna be. Let me use my calculator. 256. 256.
It's 256. Now x squared plus x squared is 2x squared,
Yep.
okay? Now how do you solve for x squared?
How do you solve for x squared?
Yes, how do you solve for x squared? What do you do first here?
You do there. What do you do there is that you should you should just divide by 2.
Yes. Okay, so can you divide that by 2 for us, please?
Okay. Yeah. $128.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
All right, now we're going to take the square root of both sides.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So here's how we do that, Sourish. We're gonna break this apart. So 128 gets broken apart and becomes 2 and 64.
Yeah.
And then it becomes 2 and 32.
That's the factor tree.
That's right. And then 2 and 16, 2 and 8,
That's
2 and 4,
4.
2 and 2. So
Yep. Every 2 is a pair.
there's lots and lots of pairs. How many pairs am I circling here?
3. Looks
3.
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So for each 2, or each pair of 2 comes out. So that's 2 times 2 times 2. And what's left over? What's not paired up?
Not paired up. Not paired up is 4.
There's a 2 down here that's not paired up. Do you see that?
Yeah.
All right, so this becomes
4.
8,
4 times 2 is 8.
8 square root 2.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Means. Uh-huh.
So that's our x. That's our value of x. Okay. So the question is there a better way to go from the hypotenuse to the leg?
Hypotenuse of the leg. Okay.
Any
Yeah.
questions on that?
The hypotenuse of the leg. That right there, the square root of 128.
So would you like to know the shortcut to go from the hypotenuse to the leg?
I need to find out the square root of 28.
Well, we just did that.
It's 11.3.
It's not 11.3, it's 8 times the square root of 2.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello?
Yep. Are you able to hear me, Sourish?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Something wrong?
Nope. They're all good. Do you want to know the shortcut about how to go from the hypotenuse to the leg?
The hypotenuse of the leg.
Yes.
The hypotenuse of the leg. Yeah, okay. All
Okay.
right.
So here it is. You divide by the square root of 2.
Divide by the square root of 2.
Yes, we're going to do that now.
Okay.
So let's take the value of 16 and divide it by the square root of 2. Okay, so now we have to rationalize this, Sourish. We're going to multiply by the top and bottom by the square root of 2. Now in the
All right.
numerator becomes 16 square root of 2, but in the denominator, this is where I want you to jump in and help. What is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2?
Square root of 2 times the square root of 2.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna be using my calculator.
You don't need a calculator for the square root of 2 times the square root of 2.
That's the 4.
It's the square root of 4.
Yeah.
And what's the square root of 4?
Square root of 4, 2.
It is 2.
Yeah.
So this becomes 16 square root of 2 divided by 2. You can divide the 16 and the 2. What does that become?
60 by the 2.
Yes.
That's gonna be 8.
8 square root of 2. Good.
Yep.
Is that the same as what we found here?
Same as what we found.
Are these the
Yes,
same?
yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, so here's the summary. Here's the summary, Sourish. This is what you need to take into your test or quiz tomorrow. Leg, and hypotenuse in a 45-degree triangle, 45, 45, 90. If you're given the leg to go to the hypotenuse, you multiply by the square root of 2.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And if you go the other direction, if you want to go from the hypotenuse to a leg, you divide by the square root of 2.
Okay. Yes. All right. Divide by the square. So for the leg, you multiply the square root of 2, and for the hypotenuse, you divide the square root of 2.
Yes. All
Okay.
right. So that's going to take us to the end of our lesson for today, Sourish.
Yep.
So very good. Let me stop the recording here. Good job today.